V10, guys. Double digits. Pretty exciting. I forgot a microphone again today, guys, so I gotta speak up. And sorry for the road noise, but dude, someone's gonna get yelled at for that light being on. It's not gonna be me. Be right back, guys. Today's leg day. Well, I've got a bone to pick. It'll kind of take up some time on the way home. It's with my parents. And I'm actually going to send them this video afterwards. They can hear my opinion. So my dad owns a very successful business. I don't know what it brings in annually. It's a specialized trade. I'm going to guess over $1 million. A couple million pre-tax. It's been brought up before about the will and how no one's gonna get the house and all this stuff. And I just realized, it just hit me how foolish their system is. They have their, I'm not gonna disclose too much information, but basically it's set up where we're only going to get the inheritance money at a certain point in our life, so a certain age, probably when we're mentally mature. Probably, I don't even know what their plan is for that. And we're not going to get it all at once. And my issue with that just hit me out of the blue, how foolish that is, because it's obvious that the U.S. dollar is declining. It's 100% clear. By the time I'm 45, or by the time I have kids, I don't know when I'm going to have kids, Lord knows. But whenever that money is to be passed on to me, it's most likely not going to be worth anything. If the U.S. dollar crashes, their money is no good to me. It doesn't matter if it's $150 million that's supposed to go to my name. That $150 million cannot buy a single thing. However, what is going to happen, regardless of what happens to the U.S. dollar, whether something replaces it, whether we go to a bartering system, whatever happens, worst case scenario, right? Best case scenario, the dollar doesn't completely go away, but it's still worth less. For instance, inflation has been skyrocketing. I think, and the cost of living is only getting more expensive by the month, by the year. So by the time I get the money, it's going to be worth a fraction of what it used to be. Doesn't matter what the number value is, the actual monetary value is going to be depleted. So not only that, but it's going to be even less of a fraction because I'm only getting it in parts. I'm not going to get $5 million right off the bat. I'm going to get $40,000 a year or whatever. Which, again, is pretty silly considering what I just said about how the US dollar is declining and the cost of living is going up. So if it's $40,000 a month, that's only going to get me what $20,000 or $10,000 a month would have gotten me, or a year would have gotten me. So it's gonna go down. My argument is, say they pass on and they give it to me as a large sum, I can turn around and I can buy assets, because when the U.S. economy drops, assets are going to be the only thing of value. Money's not going to be of value, but say instead of $5 million, I've got $200,000 house here, $200,000 house there, $200,000 house here, $3,000 or $300,000 car just for kicks and giggles. Oh my goodness, just for kicks and giggles. I went out and splurged on a car. It's still going to be worth more than money, than paper money or numerical money. So, in reality, it would be smarter what's this guy doing? To just give the money as a lump sum. Is this Emma? No. It's not Emma. It'd be smarter to just give it as a lump sum so I can go in and buy, or I can go and invest it. Whether that's through assets, maybe I'll end up, spending a little on a liability. Regardless, whatever their thing is set up as, I don't even know, is going to be worth 10 times less than it is now by the time that they pass away and the time it comes to me. So I don't know why it's not. I don't know I just don't think they're thinking ahead at all, because it's clear the economy is falling, the dollar bill is failing, so that money is not going to be worth anything at all. What's going to be worth something is assets and liabilities. Both of them are going to be worth something. Even if it's a car, that's technically a liability. It's still going to be worth more than a paper dollar, than paper money. And when I show, my parents are stubborn, and they don't listen to anything I say because I'm always wrong. But they're going to see this video and go, oh, well, it doesn't matter what you say because it's our money, so we're going to do with it what we want. But they want to create generational wealth. Well, it's not going to create any generational wealth. Your grandkids aren't going to get any of it because it's going to be gone. It's going to have depleted so much just due to the decrease in economy. What happens if Russia takes over? Just ballpark. Who knows what happens? And we switch over to rupees. Well, dollar bills in an inheritance account don't switch over to rupees because they can't buy anything. But a Ferrari that I just bought with money, with dollar bills, a Ferrari, and Russia takes over, I still have that Ferrari. I can now go and sell that Ferrari for rubles or whatever currency, or if all of a sudden my electricity goes out and I need to pay someone to have my electricity, and we don't have money's not around anymore. I can say, hey, take my Ferrari, and in turn give me electricity. That's how the barter system works. It stresses me out so much because they're wasting so much money. And yeah, it might be your money, but it's not wise what you're doing with it. And And of course, I'm the only one who sees this in the family. Everyone else is just content. Oh, how happy la la land. Not even worried about it. Why is no one else concerned about this? $1 million today is back in 1950. $1 million was like trillions of dollars, billions of dollars today. It could buy you $1 million you could live off of for the rest of your life and your kids' lives. Now $1 million lasts you 5 years, 10 years maybe, if you have kids. And 20 years from now, it's going to be even less, or it's not going to be worth anything at all. It makes me mad because, like I said, they don't see a problem. They're not. They're just turning a blind eye to it. It's quite simple what's happening. And I don't think they're doing this out of spite, but after they see this video, they're still not going to change their minds. And yeah, it is your money, but if you want to create generational wealth, if you don't want to waste money, that should bing bing bing. That should be, don't waste money. You shouldn't be wasting money whatsoever. That's foolish. Or go buy assets and pass the assets on. That works too. Instead of inheriting $1 million, pass on $1 million house. Because then, if the currency changes to rubles or euros or pesos, well, then I can go sell that house for the currency, and I can then have the currency. Because paper money is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. It's not real. I know that's a cliche saying now, but it's true. It's not real. It doesn't mean it's a piece of paper. If someone says, "Oh, I'm not going to take your $5 because it's not worth anything to me," your $5 is worthless. It simply is. So, invest it somewhere or give it to us to invest. If you want generational wealth, you gotta have it sustained through the generations. Paper money, I don't know when they started printing paper money, but paper money has barely lasted this long. And it's clearly failing. Like, you don't have to read into it. Just look at gas prices. Yeah, they've gone down a little bit. But the dollar bill is not, look up dollar bill news, and it's just not worth what it was. So the point is, be more wise with that, I guess. And this now is going to come off as selfish because I'm just, I want the money after you die. No, that's not what it is. I'm stressing because it's not going to, because, how do I put this? There's money there right now, okay? As of today, if they were to die, there's money. And yes, but I wouldn't get any of that money. Yes, the money would be worth $1 million or whatever they have, but I'm not going to get the money until I'm 40 or 30 because that's their plan. They don't want me to spend it unwisely, which I understand, but you're not allowing me to spend unwisely. Your fear that I'm going to spend it unwisely is preventing me from spending it wisely and buying things that would not only save me in the future if the dollar bill collapses, but will also allow me to compound. just like the servants in the parable of the talents in the Bible. The one servant had 100 talents. He took the money that was given him and made more with it. So I can't even go and make more money with the money, because $40,000, that's gone. It slows down. Say the economy stays the same by the time I get the money, and I'm only getting $40,000 a year, and say I invest that in stocks. Well, the stock market may jump exponentially for the stock that I have, and it jumps up 10%, and bam, I just made $400,000. Wow. If I had the $1 million if I had the full million and I put it in the stock and it went up 100%, I have 100 million, and then it creates real generational wealth. That's my speech. I'm at the gym now. We're going to get some good clips today because it looks pretty empty. We're going to hit a good leg day to burn this off. And I'm going to be showing my parents the video so they can see my opinion and disagree with me. But at least they saw the video. And my siblings are going to see it too, and they're going to agree with me. But anyways, I got to go burn off some energy. So I will see you guys later. Well, I guess the gym is a little bit more crowded than I thought, but 4 people. We're gonna set a couple squats. Do a couple of squats. You guys like the haircut? Looks goofy in the camera right now, but we do a couple sets of squats. And then go into our isolations. Do some sissy squats and then call it a night. Stick with 225 today. Hit 10 reps. It's got a good burn. A little more definition focused instead of strength. Call it good for squats. We're trying to do a quicker day anyways. Gotta get home. Well guys, I gotta apologize. I totally forgot to record the last exercises. I was so focused and I wanted to get them done to get home that just forgot to put the camera on. Quick before I forget, I'm doing good on calories for today. I think I got like, at this time right now, right there it'll be at like 27 something. Right now, as I'm recording this, it's at like 23. So I got like 400 more calories to go. Ooh. That's a good leg pump. I just did a regular leg day routine. Same one I did yesterday, or same one I did on Wednesday. Squats. I actually, this time, instead of doing the hip abductors and the hamstring curls first, I just did squats first, and then I did those two. But they're on the same pump, not a whole lot different. Still a good routine. Gotta get home so I can play the game with the boys. I wouldn't be so... Video games aren't really my thing. Okay, so that's not true. I like playing video games. I just never have the time to. With the gym and with school and now with sports coming up, I never have time to play video games. And now, one of my friends downloaded the same game, so now there's 4 of us. The original 5 boys. Zach, Miles, Ty, me. Yeah, original 5 guys from the boys. The original 5 boys all have Fortnite, and I'm not gonna have it for long unless my brother somehow convinces my parents. He downloaded it through a loophole, and so I'm just trying to make the most of it. And they're all the guys are getting on, so. But we still got a leg workout. We can't skip a leg workout, and we're not gonna skip ice bath either. But we got both of those in. We're gonna get both of those in, so it's gonna be a good night. Sort of worked out that thing I was talking about before, but not really. Still kind of fired up about it. To any parents out there that are considering limiting the inheritance to every so often and not a lump sum, just think of that. The economy is failing. And yes, there's going to be ups and downs, but if you're up when the economy is low and the economy goes up again, you're just going to go up with the economy. So you're setting your kids and your grandkids up for success either way. If the economy stays low or the economy just dies completely, then they're still going to have stuff. If they have the opportunity to buy assets, buy liabilities, buy things that actually have value and not just pieces of paper, then wherever the economy goes after that, your kids will be set. I know a lot of parents nowadays grew up with boomers who bought their house for 17 cents and a bushel of apples. But nowadays, it's not. I saw a 1-bed, 1-bath in Miami for $1 million. It's ridiculous. It's 1 bed, 1 bath. Needed a full restoration. And then you go over to, where was it? Ireland or Scotland. And you could literally buy a fully refurnished castle for $1 million. Like 6 bed, 6 bath, or 6 bed, 5 bath with a guest house and a study room. Like, there's a house right here. It's an old farmhouse. It's probably worth 75, probably not that much. Probably $500,000 right there. An old, crappy, rundown farmhouse with a couple of barns, worth $500,000. Back in 1970, that would have been worth $150,000 without the barns. It's just crazy. We have to. The Bible calls us not to conform to the world spiritually and in our actions. But when it comes to survival, like literal survival and success, we have to keep up with the Joneses in a sort of way. Just because we're called as Christians to be different doesn't mean we have to be poor, living paycheck to paycheck. Yes, the money is, the Bible says the money is the root of all evil. And I believe that is, if we put money over God, then it becomes evil. But as I said yesterday, I'm working to put God in the front of my brain when it comes to this money. That way, when I get all that money, God is right there and it's going to be used for what I said it was going to be used. And going back to what I said about my parents, their plan, so in a sense, I'm stressing so much about this because it's my plan Z. If none of this works, the social media, the real world, none of it works, I'm going to be falling on this inheritance money. And then I'm going to spend it wisely and compound it similar to the way the servants did in the parable. But it's my last resort. Last resort. There's a whole lot of things I'm not planning on giving up. But if I'm completely down in the dumps, everything has failed, my wife divorced me, I'm without family, without friends, without money, and I'm about to just end my life, then there's that little bit of hang on a little bit. There's still hope. There's still hope for success monetarily. And that's not the only thing that's obviously keeping me going, but that's just an addition. Just another adder, just an extra little boost to say, hey, God still has a plan for you. People still, you still have friends. People still love you, and there's a little bit of money waiting for you to get you to, retirement or whatever the next step in God's plan is. So that's really my spiel. Hopefully my parents see it and realize their mistake, but they won't. Mark my words, they won't. Again, like I was saying, we're called to be different, and money is the root of all evil, but we also need money nowadays to survive and become not only successful, but also be able to spread the word, because everything costs money nowadays. You can't even drive to church without spending money. But I'm gonna go home, jump on with the boys, and I'll see you guys in the ice bath. This is day 8, taking an ice bath every single day for the next 100 days. It's a chilly 35 degrees Fahrenheit out tonight. And like always, the water is chilly. We're going to do 3 minutes again. And like always, We're going to enjoy it. Timer set for 3 minutes. We're going to get right into it. If you can't do anything about it, then why worry about it? And if you can do something about it, why worry about it? For YouTube, did not want to go in today. Again, it's 11:45 at night. That's my fault, but it wasn't going to get any warmer. It's tempted to do 2 minutes today, but figured we better keep it at 3. Yesterday we had an all-time record for breath holds. Today we're not going to even go for it. We're just going to dip it because it's too cold. I'm ready to go to bed. Tired. I got church tomorrow. Pretty good obsessed with the boys. Not that anybody cares, but I had in a fight with my little brother, and that kind of hurt. We kept instigating each other, and it ended up with him and I getting into a physical altercation. And if he watches this, I'm sorry. We both gotta learn to not tick each other's boxes, not piss each other off. We see one's getting pissed off, we gotta learn to back off. Otherwise, we both get in trouble. Actually, I get in more trouble, but it is cold though. I'm not going under for long. I'm just gonna dip it and get out. Time's up. See you guys tomorrow.